Hey guys, welcome back to my vegan kitchen. I have an amazing recipe for you today that is oil-free and vegan and 100% delicious. Sean is so excited about it right now.
Win.
He can't contain himself. Very simple, only a few ingredients.
What are you making?
Sweet potato brownies.
Woo! Way to bury that lead.
So, the first ingredient that we're going to deal with is sweet potatoes. You need 2 large sweet potatoes. You peel your sweet potatoes, either boil them on the stove in a little bit of water until they're tender, or I did mine in my Instant Pot.
Woo!
And they're in there cooling off. You don't want them to be like blazing hot. In the Instant Pot, I cooked them at 10 minutes on pressure. So here I have 14 Medjool dates. This is the 14th. I wanted to keep this intact to show you
Little
how to
demonstration.
take the pit out. Some of them have this little cap on the top. I guess that's where the flour was. That's hard. You don't want that. If somebody bites down on that, they're going to be very upset. A lot of people don't realize that you're supposed to take that off too. They just think that you're supposed to take the pit out. But that's how simple it is to get the pit out. You just
rip it open.
Rip it open and take it out. So now, I don't want to have to put these in the blender, so I'm just going to soften them up a little bit in the microwave. So I'm just going to chop it up so it's easier in the long run, so you don't have to mix it as long. Alright, so this is also great to do it like this if your dates are a little hard, if they're a little old. Sometimes they can be a little tough and dried out. So I'm just going to put probably like a half a cup of water in there. I'm going to pop that in the microwave for about a minute or so. And then maybe just mix it maybe another 30 seconds just till they start to plump up and kind of fall apart a little bit. Alright, so I just got these out of the microwave. And you could see that it's absorbed all of the water. That's good. You want it to be nice and moist and like liquidy, but not too liquidy. I had to pop my potatoes in the microwave too because they were very large and they weren't all the way cooked. So don't be afraid to adjust things if they're not right. You don't want to put uncooked sweet potatoes in there because it could be big chunks of sweet potatoes and you want it to be very nicely mashed.
That's always good.
Put this in my mixer. You could do this with a hand mixer as well. I wouldn't recommend doing it by hand because it's going to be a lot of work. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but you don't want to. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is just mash these. And of course, there's big pieces in there. You don't want it to come flying out, so don't go full force right from the beginning. Just pulse it a little bit till it gets started. You can see I almost lost one there. Almost had a castaway. There we go. Let that go for a little bit until it's very nicely mashed. Alright, so now that's pretty well mashed up. We're going to add the other wet ingredient, which is the dates. And just do the same thing. Make sure it's really well incorporated. Ooh, we don't want to miss out on any of that date goodness.
No, the dates are amazing.
They are. It's time to scrape down the sides to make sure that everything gets very well mixed. You don't want to leave anything up on the top because when you're making a dish that is dark like this, any light ingredient, if it's not well incorporated, is going to show up.
That's awkward.
That is awkward. Alright, now we're ready to add the dry ingredients. So first off, we're going to add 1 cup of almond flour. This recipe is also gluten-free, so it's great if you have somebody that has a gluten sensitivity and you want to make something sweet for dessert. I'll just add a little bit extra.
Why do you even use the measuring cup?
No, because it didn't come to the top of the measuring cup. And then we're going to add the cocoa. This is raw cacao. And we're going to add, whoops, 3 tablespoons, so that's 2. You know what? I'm going to put in 4. I'm going to be bold.
Oh man.
I like it chocolate.
You're really playing with fire here.
Alright guys, I had my measurements mixed up. It's actually 6. I thought that seemed a little light on the cocoa, so it's not going to be that bold because that's 6 now. That's the right amount that's supposed to go in there.
Alright, now we've got that cleared up.
And then we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar. If you don't have coconut sugar, you can use brown sugar, or you could use brown sugar.
So many options.
Yeah, we're just gonna put in a little bit of salt because that helps bring out the sweetness. Tapioca flour. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put in 6. So that's 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. That's gonna help it thicken up and not be like runny. And then for the final ingredient, we're gonna put in our flavoring. So you can use vanilla, you can use amaretto, you can use chocolate, you can use orange if you want to have like a drost, like orange, a chocolate orange situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna put like teaspoon. I always measure everything so carefully.
Mm-hmm. We've noticed.
I know. I'm just gonna scrape down the sides just to make sure that everything gets incorporated before we start mixing again. And again, start slow. You don't want a big cloud.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Maybe a little slower.
Fail. Hey, that happens. You just gotta go with it.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Minnie's coming in.
Hey, sometimes you just
Minnie,
gotta go with it. Now just make sure you mix it until you don't see any more orange. Everything should be totally brown. Alright, that should be good enough.
Ooh, it smells lovely.
Doesn't it? This is going to be quite thick. So don't be thinking, wow, that's really quite
It's not like your
thick.
typical brownie batter.
Right. It's quite thick. And it has lots of shreddies in it. That's why it's so healthy, because it's full of fiber. I've got my pan all ready. I'm using I think this is like a 5x9. You can use a 8x8, that'll work as well.
What'd you put in there?
Flour on me. A little cooking spray, you know, like Pam or whatnot, or some coconut oil. Like I said before, this is quite thick. So you're gonna have to press it in to the pan and make sure you have an even layer. It's gonna puff up a little bit as it's cooking, but you basically just want. Are you holding that because you're afraid I'm gonna dump it on the floor? Granny said no dumpies.
I know. Plop it on in there.
Yep. What's the best part of vegan cooking?
You get to lick the stuff.
Yep, because there's no egg in there and no dairy, no animal products.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you're never gonna get it all off. Not unless you're perfect. Maddie can lick that later.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, so this bad boy is gonna go into the oven at 350 for 25 minutes. Not even that long. Bye. I'm gonna bump this up. 25. Alright, there they are out of the oven. Sean is so excited.
Me too. These look so good.
They're not as good as they are when they're cold. You really
Why?
need to let just the flavor develops more when it cools off, and it really has more of a chance to meld together.
Okay.
You know, like when you make a soup and the next day it's much better.
Second day soup.
Yeah, so make sure you let them cool before you eat them, but we have to go, so I just wanted Maddie to try.
They look lovely.
These are a little bit more
Ooh,
fudgy.
They smell lovely too.
Oh, well, good. These are a little more fudgy than the first batch that we made. Yeah?
Really good.
All right.
You know, we're having these for dessert at Granny's today. I almost wish we weren't because I want to have it later with ice cream.
You can have another little piece with ice cream.
No one can. It's too much.
They're healthy.
I know.
There's no oil.
We'll see.
Oil's the devil.
That is delicious.
All right.
That's like my favorite brownie recipe right now.
All right then. There you have it. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Let me know if you try it. And until next time, much love.